guys, let's talk about some AVAX staking. This is, it's a weird day for AVAX staking. There's the whole debacle around Matic Fomo. I crashed Matic Fomo, I guess, and then because they had that forced withdraw thing, publicly in their code. We all know the story behind this stuff. It's in the audit, blah, blah, blah. And then Matic Meta did the same thing. I'm not sure if they're... I've heard that these guys, the Matic Meta and then this new, Matic Fomo copy number one, I should say, I guess they're the same people behind the Fury apps, or all the Fury dApps that are floating around. So this is interesting. So this one launched this morning. As soon as the audit's out, this thing arrives. I wake up in the morning, this thing's out. They drop it right when the audit comes out. It's kind of crazy, these ones that just don't even have a timer. They don't even prepare for launch. They just drop it and say that let's make as much money as we can. But they don't you jump in the Telegram group and there's nobody from there. They don't even have a team ready to answer questions. It's just bizarre. I don't know. They're just dropping these things and seeing if you'll jump onto it. And the crazy thing about these ones is it was based off of Matic Meta, the exact same plans with the same rates, everything. This insanely high referrals link system, which is totally bogus. I really hate these things. They're just after you get 100 referrals, we're going to give you 20% of every deposit you refer after that. I mean, that's insane. I mean, any of these, big YouTubers are using this and then blaming me for draining the contract. These guys that are getting, 100 plus referrals and taking 20%, let's talk about who's draining the contract here, guys. That's way more draining than a forced withdraw. But this version of AVAX Fomo has both. So, I would, in my honest opinion, if, I can leave a link to it, it's not even going to be a referral link because I don't want anybody to jump in on this. But in my opinion, that combined with other things on this, I don't think I would touch it. I was watching transactions be pending on this thing for so long, hours today, where other dApps were going through fine on AVAX. And if we actually look at the contract, we can see there's this huge gap between here. And all these ones were pending for 4 hours. And I'm not sure what was going on, but I saw AVAX, these other dApps that were working just fine during this time. So I don't know what was going on with this thing. So the thing that you have to watch out for this, that forced withdraw is really good. If this thing's failing, you need to get out quickly. But the problem is, let me kind of show you. Let's look at the audit. So that critical issue is that forced withdraw. So what can happen is, if I'm the owner of this contract, what I can do is I can set up my wallet, I can get a whole bunch of referrals, and then what I can do is make a gigantic deposit, a whale deposit, and get this 20%. And when I make that deposit, I'll get this 20% sent to my wallet, and then I'll also get this contract fee of 10%. So just by making a giant deposit as the owner and getting those referrals, I make 10% even if I force withdraw. So just be careful with that, guys. It's kind of that's a back door that can bite people, because that owner has the advantage and can make money off of everybody on this. So that's where that forced withdraw can be horrible, is if that owner takes those referrals and then also they get that owner's fee of 10%. So I mean, they could just kill it on this thing. I mean, the owner themselves could kill this thing so quickly. I think that's probably why it's only rated 1 star. I definitely wouldn't touch it. Yeah. I posted on Twitter earlier about this, saying here it is, but I'm not going to get in on this one. The other one I want to talk to everybody about is AVAX Fomo. We've got AVAX Fomo. This is crazy. And I woke up this morning, I saw the first one, like, hey, we've already got an AVAX Fomo. And that wasn't the original. And these guys aren't from the same Fomo group either. These guys are different. I've actually been chatting with the owner about this. This thing is, obviously it's a clone of the original Fomo, but it's going to come out obviously before the original Fomo guys come out with it. I think they're not planning until like the 25th or something. I don't know. Anyway, I reviewed this one before, and I just want to talk a little bit more about it. When I reviewed it, it only had like a day left, but they bumped that back. Obviously, they had some stuff they needed to work out, and I've actually talked to them quite a bit about various things on this. So I think the original Fomo, what's going to happen is they're going to launch it similar to the other ones, where it's like 0.5% every day, which is far less sustainable. And yeah, that's just gonna, that can kill things way faster. Yeah, and then there's just the unlocked and locked packages. So with this, guys, let's open up the docs. They changed this, I think, because of my last video. What happened before is they said 12% would be taken out, and 2% would be split between a token and the Ukraine fund. And with that, so yeah, I guess with that they were going to take the 1% and donate it. So I think what they're planning on doing now is, because they already deployed that contract and the developer didn't do the 12%, they're going to take 1% of their, well, I guess it's 10% of what they take in is going to go to Ukraine, because it'll be the 1% of the 10% they get. So with that, they're going to donate that to refugees. And I chatted with the guys, and they've got family. They assured me this is not just deployed to get people to get in here, but they actually have ties to Ukraine. So I mean, you can believe that or not, but I mean, they're saying that they would never do anything that horrible. That's totally up to you to judge, but that's what they told me. You can make your own judgment call on that. But I do appreciate they're willing to change things and not just leave things up there and just say, oh well. They seem to be pretty transparent about those things. Yeah, so anyway, they also told me that they did this little update here that talked about things that led to the downfall of Matic Fomo, and they said there was more of a dig towards Matic Fomo themselves and not towards me, that they actually left that in there, and it's kind of their own fault for doing it. Yeah, so I just wanted to communicate you guys what I've been talking to them about, because a lot of these guys, I ask them hard questions. I'm like, hey, well, what's up with this? Why is it say 12 when it's supposed to be 10? Why is that? I will ask them straight up, what happens if this happens? What happens if you do a withdraw and the owners put in and they take out 110% of what they put in immediately? I mean, I will straight up ask them those questions. I'm not shy about that, and I will be right up front with them, because I just want information on these. So anyway, guys, this, I don't know, I've kind of changed my tune on this one. I do like this one. I do know that they're really trying to take a dig at Matic Fomo. You know, it's an ROI dApp. You know, I don't, you know, is it going to last, you know, months? You know, I doubt it. You know, these returns are high, and they're just going to keep getting higher, which is expected. But it's just the fact of how these things work. You know, get in early, get out early. You know, there's a lot of these guys that are going to be jumping into platinum with, you know, 564%, which in my opinion they're not going to see. And other channels will say, hey, you know, make 564% on your, you know, your investment, blah blah blah. But I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you you're going to get that. Honestly, I doubt you're going to get that. I mean, there is a possibility that does happen, but your likelihood of getting this, you know, almost doubling your money is far more likely. Like, you know, we've seen the sheets before. You're far more likely to get this than you are to ever reach this. But it's your decision. I mean, you can just be like, you know, YOLO, I'm just going to jump into this thing and hope for the best. But that's all based on your risk level. You know, I'm not going to tell you what you should jump into. For me, I always like these smaller ones because I like consistent earnings over time. But of course, you know, doubling your money in 14 days is not small. But a lot of people, they look at this and then they look over these guys over here, you know, 356, and they're like, ooh, if I wait 7 more days, I can get this even, you know, and they get drawn to that and they dump it in there. And then when these guys, you know, it reaches here and all these guys double their money and bail, these guys over here are yelling rug pull, they stole my money, blah 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 blah. So just be aware of that, guys. I mean, the longer you dump into these locked things, the higher your risk. So just be careful. I'm not going to talk too much more about this because, I mean, we've gone over these dApps are kind of all over the place. You know, take what you will from this. I mean, yeah, you might in the comments say, yeah, they're just trying to scam people, blah blah blah. You know, I try to have a little bit of faith in people, but you know, take what you will from it. Personally, I've been chatting with these guys for days now. I certainly hope they would not just, you know, straight up lie to get me to, you know, say this on video. And I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but you know, make your own judgment call on that. But yeah. Anyway, guys, that's the AVAX FOMO that I will probably be putting into. I'm not sure if I'll be even touch the original FOMO because of the way they've kind of treated a lot of people, and kind of, yeah, it's just odd that they get so much dumped into their contracts so quickly that, you know, these other ones that are just organic and have a decent community and things like that just aren't even close to that. And it's just really suspicious, you know, if they're artificially inflating those things. I wouldn't doubt it, but yeah. Anyway, guys, if you got any comments, leave them below. Like the video if you like it, subscribe if you want to subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.